Good morning. Welcome in Thus Speak Zarathustra, the priests. And one day Zarathustra made a sign to his disciples and spoke these words to them. Here are priests, but although they are my enemies, pass them quietly and with sleeping swords. Even among them there are heroes. Many of them have suffered too much, so they want to make others suffer. Bad enemies are they. Nothing is more r- revengeful than their meekness, and readily does he does he soil himself who touches them. But my blood is related to theirs, and I want withal to see my blood honored in theirs. And when they had passed, a pain attacked Zarathustra, but not long had he struggled with the pain. When he began to speak thus, I it moved my heart for those priests. They also go against my taste, but that is the small matter to me, since I am among men. But I suffer and have suffered with them. Prisoners are they to me, and stigmatized ones. He whom they call Savior put them in fetters, in, fet, in fetters of false values and fatuous words. Oh, that someone would save them from their Savior. On an islet they once thought they had landed when the sea tossed them about, but behold, it was a slumbering monster. False values and fatuous words, these are the worst monsters for mortals. Long slumbers and waits the fate that is in them, but at last it comes and awakes and devours and engulfs whatever has built ta- tabernacles upon it. Oh, just look at those tabernacles which those priests have themselves built themselves. Churches they called their sweet smelling caves. Oh, that falsified light, that mustified air, where the soul may not fly aloft to its height, but so enjoins their belief. On your knees up the stair, you sinners. Rather would I Rather would I see a shameless one than the distorted eyes of their shame and devotion, who created for themselves such caves and per- penitence stairs. Was it not those who sought to conceal themselves and were ashamed under the clear sky, and only when the clear sky looks again through ruined roofs and drowned upon grass and red poppies on ruined walls, will I again turn my heart to the seats of this God? They called God that which opposed and aff- afflicted them, and verily there was much hero spirit in their worship, and they knew not how to love their God otherwise than by nailing men to the cross. As corpse they thought to live in black draped their corpse. Even in their talk do I still feel the evil flavor of channel houses, and he who lives near to them lives near to black pools, wherein the toad sings his song with sweet gravity. Better songs would they have to sing for me to believe in their Savior more. Like saved ones, would his disciples have to appear to me. Naked would I like to see them, for beauty alone should preach pe- penitence. But whom would that disguised affection convince? This their saviors themselves came not from freedom and freedom's seventh heaven. They themselves never trod the carpets of knowledge of defects did the spirit of those saviors consist, but into every defect had they put their illusion, their stopgap, where, which they called God. In their pity was their spirit drowned, and when they swelled and overswelled with pity, there always floated with the surface a great folly. Eagerly and with shouts drove their drove they their flock over their footbridge, as if there were but one footbridge to the future. Those shepherds also were still of the flock. Small spirits and spacious souls had those shepherds, but my brothers, what small domains have even the most spacious souls? Hitherto been characters of blood did their right on the way they went, and their folly taught that truth is proved by blood. But blood is the very worst witness to truth. Blood taints the purest teaching and turns it into delusion and hatred of heart. And when a person goes through fire for his teaching, what does that prove? It, it is more verily when out of one's own burning comes one's own teaching. Sultry heart, sultry heart and cold head, where these meet, there arise the bolster, the savior. Greater ones verily have there been, and higher born ones than those whom the people call savior, those rapturous blusterers, and by still greater ones than any of the savers must you be saved, my brothers, if you would find the way to freedom. Never yet has there been a superman naked where I seen both of them, the greatest man and the small man, all too similar are they still to each other. Even the greatest found I all too human. Thus spoke Zarathustra. Thank you.